All right. Then Molly and Lupe run off to see Miss Weebles. Can you tell us how the grade book is set up? Asked Molly. Grade point values are A equals 4 points, B equals 3 points, C equals 2 points, D equals 1 point, and F equals 0 points, explained Miss Weebles. Total GPA is found by adding the three grade values for English, math, and science. For example, if a student got an A in English, a B in math, and a C in science, the total GPA would be 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals 9. My mind froze in horror when Liko told me the gradebook was compromised, but I did notice a few things before I locked the computer down. I remember noticing that the total GPA scores for the 5 students were 5 consecutive numbers, but I can't remember which numbers. That's an important piece of information, but we're not ready for it yet. One of the boys never gets higher than a C, chuckled Ms. Weebles. He refuses to try that hard. But he never gets an F either because he loves being on the sports teams. His parents let him play as long as he doesn't get the worst grades. Sure enough, he had the second worst GPA. Okay, so there's some information there. So the second worst GPA we know is a boy who likes to be on the sports teams. So it's not Carla and it's not Erica. And he never tries hard to get more than a C. So he never gets an A or a B, but he makes sure he never gets an F. So he never gets an F. And that's true in all his subjects. So we're going to put that for all 3 subjects. Also, I remember that whoever had the third best GPA didn't get the best or worst grades in any subject. Okay, here's the third worst GPA. And they don't get the best or worst, so they don't get an A or an F. They don't get an A or an F. They don't get an A or an F. The boy with a C in math didn't have a C in science. So we know that the boy with the C in math didn't have a C in science. We already had that. But that does tell us that math was a boy. So it won't be Carla and it won't be Erica. So that's our first sure thing. We know that the person who got the C in math is Mark. So we're going to put an O there for Mark and an X in the rest of that row and column. And the girl with an A in science didn't have an F in math. So here's the A in science, and we know it's a girl, so it's not Austin, not Bruno, and not Mark. And she didn't get an F in math, so we're going to put an X there. No one got the same grade in more than 2 subjects, and the highest total GPA wasn't 7, concluded Ms. Weebles. Now at this point, what would be helpful is to go through and figure out all the different possible combinations that someone could have for their 3 subjects, the different grades that they could get. So if we put those numbers together, which I just did here, we would say they look like this. So what this means is someone could get all A's, 2 A's and a B, and so on. And this is all B's, 2 B's and a C, and continuing down, all C's, 2 C's and a D, all D's, and all S. So those are the total that we can get. Now we go back and kind of read through it again because we can eliminate a bunch of these. First thing we remember is no one got more than 2 of the same grades. So there are no triples. So all the triples then we can highlight away. I'm going to just put them as orange if they don't work. So no triples work. And so we'll go through because no one got more than 2 of the same of any grade, which the story did tell us. So we're going to put all those out here. The other thing that's important is that nobody got more than 1 A. So all the possible combinations that have 2 A's, we can say can't work. And also, by reading that, no one got more than 2 B's. No one got more than 1 B. So all the doubles of B's can't work either. So we'll highlight those away. So those don't work. And this one here doesn't work. Also, it was said that everyone had at least one subject below average. So everyone got at least one grade that was below average. So in that case, 432 wouldn't work because 2 is not below average. 2 is a C, and C is average, not below average. So this possible grade wouldn't work. And we can go through and make sure. Here's another one that won't work. That's an A and 2 C's. None of those are below average. So that one won't work. And continuing along, we can see this one won't work. That's a B and 2 C's. So nothing below average there. And then we can go through, and I think that does it. I think those are the ones that don't have anything that's below average. So that'll set us up nicely for the next step.